Oh, champ. Am I bugging, ladies and gentlemen? Am I wilding when I say that Fani Willis might be the person that is leaking these young thug jail calls, these audios? We just got an audio of Young Thug talking crazy about J. Cole and Andre 3000. Yesterday we had one about who was it? Glorilla. Then we had, of course, Little Durk and all types of things, man. He's talking crazy. But everyone, I don't know. We have smoke with these people. Is he upset? Is he trying to crash out on everybody? I don't know. Neither, I'm not really super invested in, what Thug got going on as far as these calls. But I do believe that Fani Willis might be the person who's doing it. Does she want to get back? Because apparently Fani Willis had a plan to take down all of these Atlanta rappers. I mean, from Thug to Little Baby to Gunna to Future to Playboy Cardi, etc. Alright, people have these so-called gang and street ties out there in Atlanta, and she was trying to go after all of them. There was a huge list, alright, for like Rolling 60s, Crip, Sex Money, Murder, Duct Tape Gang, all these gangs, all of these teams, these gangs that she was definitely trying to get up out of here, put more and more Ricos on all of these rappers. You dig what I'm saying? So she failed miserably with the YSL Rico. To me, it wasn't even a fair trial. I remember they had the bald-headed Judge Glansville, who was incredibly biased, against YSL as a collective. So it really didn't look like there was going to be a fair case in general. And now that Thug is technically free, even though he has a long probationary period, will he eventually get that pardon by Donald Trump is the question. Maybe, who even knows? But if he gets that pardon, it's over with. He officially won. He still does have probation. All right, so he's not locked up. But if he violates that probation, he'll be back by law. You dig what I'm saying? But Fani Willis lost pretty bad. She lost her husband during the YSL case. Her husband left her because I guess she was having an affair with somebody. She lost everything. Donald Trump is trying to get her for some charges right now. She's going through some things. Just a day or two ago, it was announced that she is in hiding low-key. Supposedly is what they're saying. But I think Fani Willis wants to get back. I think says, look, you might have got out of this, but we got all the tapes from Cobb County of you talking slick about industry folks, all right? That's literally what it is here. You get what I'm saying? They see her with the industry people and all that, and they're trying to get Thug for all of the things that he said in the industry. Pretty much about the industry, not India, but about the industry, about his people that couldn't be his people, about Kendrick Lamar. Like, I think that this is being purposefully done. Now, I could be wrong. This could be Gunna. This could be Gunna and Gunna's team putting the bag up, because let's be honest, the police in Atlanta incredibly corrupt. So are police everywhere, right? Like, it ain't just Atlanta that has corrupt police. But I believe strongly in my heart of hearts that she definitely is playing a dirty game and has good reason to right about now. Now, is it to distract from whatever she's supposedly doing? I don't know. But things didn't go her way like she planned. This DA, Fani Willis, planned to get all of these guys up off the street, up out of here, out of the rap game for good. Alright, she's gonna clean up Atlanta. Atlanta about to get swept. Didn't happen that way, right? It didn't happen in the way that she wanted it to happen. It just didn't. You feel what I'm saying? So, unfortunately for her, now she has to suffer the consequences of things that she did and what have you. And she also doesn't get the satisfaction of seeing all of these rap artists in Atlanta incarcerated. Now, are there still people incarcerated because of this YSL Rico? Yes, there's plenty of people that's locked up because of this Rico. Still to this day, people told and all that, whatever the case may be. But it still remains that Fani Willis didn't get her way, and that now she's technically in trouble right now, alright, when it comes to the president and the state of Georgia. Alright? That's why I strongly believe that she has something to do with these audios that keep dropping. Now listen, you could agree, you could disagree, I could be wrong. This is all my speculation, alright? That's why this title is a question. It says, Did Fani Willis leak Young Thug's jail calls to settle the score? That's the title, right? So yeah, this is what it is. This is what I think it is. All right, now, I don't know how valid my statement is, but I'm leaning towards this statement though. I'm leaning towards, hey, it's her. She did it. She's responsible. But I'm also not against someone saying that it's Gunna and his team, because it could be them, because guess what? Everyone's coming at Gunna right now, too, with it. Lil Baby's about to drop a diss track dissing those Shady Park dudes, Offset and Gunna, alright? As you know, Offset, Lil Baby got into a whole little scuffle a couple years down the line. And of course, we know that Gunna told. So he's automatically an op of Lil Baby's, and people been talking crazy about Gunna. Now, people are trying to make Gunna look like the good guy, and I don't know why. Gunna is not the good guy. All right. To be fair, he snaked Young Thug. All right. He clearly snaked Young Thug, and Young Thug is hurt by it. All right. He tried to call the man when he told. He did. He attempted to reach out. No answer. Gunna lies to 21 Savage that he's going to get rid of the appeal. Of course, that didn't happen either. He took the King Alfred plea, and in that plea, you have to tell. Pretty much the King Alfred plea is an agreement to cooperate. Pretty much. It is. Alright? You could say, hey, you a POS, Gunna's innocent and all this nonsense. Gunna was going to get out of jail anyway, right? He didn't have to tell. He was going home anyway. He already had time served, right? He already did like a whole year in there already. So he was going to be free anyway. There was no need for him to tell. It was pretty dumb on his behalf. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah. But on top of it all, a lot of people believe that Young Thug told, right, on the audio that they heard when it came to him, being interrogated by Atlanta police or what have you. And I'm gonna be honest, I seen the Baby, though, North Carolina rapper, do the same exact thing that Thug did, and he's not a rat. People believe that if you are talking to the police in any way and you're not asking for a lawyer, that it's telling. It's not necessarily true. Some people want to manipulate the system themselves and take matters into their own hands, right? And trying to throw the police off, which was pretty much most of what Young Thug always tried to do, was throw off the cops, throw off the police. But nobody in Atlanta that's a real stepper is calling Young Thug a rat. You could say it's favoritism, but truthfully, he didn't tell. He didn't get anybody incarcerated. Pee Wee Roscoe was already locked up. All right, whatever he told the police, Roscoe couldn't be charged for nothing, nor could Thug. You dig what I'm saying? But again, people like to make plays. There's certain people who like to make plays with the police and try to get over on the cops. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I can honestly say. But when you hear these other rats like Rollo and Little Woody talking, they really ain't got no business talking, because Pee Wee's the reason that the YSL Rico happened in the first place. And Rollo's a rat himself. You feel what I'm saying? So all of these people that's chatting and doing all this don't have good jackets themselves and are frowned upon in the city of Atlanta. You dig what I'm saying? So all I'm gonna say is, hey, these calls getting leaked does make Thug look crazy to the general public, makes him seem like a hater, makes him seem like he's pretty much, owed something, by any and everyone. Just because of who he is, he feels entitled and whatnot. I mean, that's how he feels, though. He feels entitled to a bunch of things. That's how I look at it. I think he does feel entitled, or felt entitled at the time of his incarceration. He felt like his back was against the wall. He felt the pressure. Doesn't mean that he should have been talking down on folks. No, I don't think he should have been doing that. I ain't gonna lie. That does look crazy, and the general public's gonna take it further and make it look worse than it actually is. So, hey, I get it. I think if we got other rappers who were incarcerated, audios of them being locked up, that it would also be equally bad to Thug, if not worse. Now, people don't expect their jail calls to go public, so it is being monitored, but he didn't say nothing that was incriminating in any of those calls that we've seen. You dig what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, in my opinion, I think Fani Willis is the one that is purposefully, publicly releasing these audios of Thug talking on the jail phone. Alright? That's how I'm looking at it. Alright? You could say someone else, and it could be someone else, but just remember, this is my own opinion. I'm not stating it as facts, but I am leaning towards my opinion when it comes to whoever it is that is releasing this, or it could just be Cobb County being messy because Cobb County is known for being messy. All right, they don't have the best police, from my understanding, and the police are pretty messy. So it could be them too, just them acting alone in this whole matter. You dig? But hey, you let me know how you feel in the comment section about all this. What's gonna happen next? Is Atlanta under fire, and is it gonna get real ugly soon? Because it looks like that's what's gonna happen. I ain't gonna lie. Hit the like, share, subscribe if you're brand new. Alright? And look, we got one more thing before we head all the way up out of here. You ready, gang? It's the mayor, the one and only New York Mayor F. Eric Adams, and you rocking with the town favorite troll face news. It's Big Gotham. You already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. I'm up off this, gang. Salute.